Hello guys and welcome to Explain 10. This is my gaming channel, gaming with Shiv, and today we are going to be flying the Cessna 172 SP Skyhawk, it's also called. We are going to be flying. It's a clear day outside, the weather is perfect for flying, so I decided why not just look at it. We are going to be flying from Seattle Tacoma. We're going to be going straight down. This is the thing. We're going to be going straight across the runway. We're making a U-turn and going straight across to the next airport, which is the opposite direction of which we're facing. So we're going to have to go straight, make a U-turn onto the runway, and go take off. We're going to be landing on runway 16R final. That's the on there. So that's the final airport we're going to be landing on. That's the runway. Here are some views. First of all, what I wanted to do was I wanted to check all my gauges to see if they were working properly. That's the number one rule in flying. You always want to check your gauges before you fly, just to see if your aircraft is maintained or if it has to be done. So in this case, all my gauges seem fine. The altimeter, the knots, the speed, everything seems fine. I just have to check. As you can see, the everything seems fine, and I'm just gonna take off now because I'm not gonna take off yet, but I'm actually going to test my left and right yaw and all that just to be sure that's working as well, properly functioning. Passengers, there are no passengers. It's only me that's flying. Um, so just gonna test everything, and I'm gonna give it release the parking brake, and let's just take off. So as you can see, I am about to release my parking brake. Yes, I have released the parking brake now, and as you can see, the aircraft is moving slowly. And I'm just gonna give it just a little bit of throttle, like around 20%. So we are moving, but we are not moving that fast. That takeoff. Um, just a side note, a good takeoff speed for the Cessna is about 75 knots, which I'll be taking off at 75 knots. So we're gonna go. I'm planning to go halfway towards the runway, make the U-turn, and then take off. Um, right now I'm going less than 40 knots because I don't want to crash. This is my first or second time playing X-Plane, so I'm not a professional yet, but I'm pretty good for I'm pretty good. So I'm gonna be like making a U-turn right now. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm making a U-turn. The reason I'm speaking like this is because I'm speaking and talking. Once I actually take off, I'll be flying on autopilot, which will give me more chance to talk about the plane and the whatever scenes are around me. Like we're gonna be going over two cities. So I just decreased. I'm gonna raise the altitude a little bit. I'm gonna raise the throttle just a little bit so I can make that turn because I was on zero. I'm gonna engage the parking brake and I'm gonna wait for the ATC to give me clearance to take off. You can't hear the ATC because I have headphones on, so I'm just listening to the ATC if they give me the clearance. Um, I'm still talking. And they give me clearance right now, so I'm just going to release my parking brake and take off now. So I'm doing so right now. Gonna take off my parking brake. Wait, no, it's my bad. That was not. They gave clearance to another plane. They did not give clearance to for us to take off. So I'm just waiting, still waiting. Um, just a side note. All my gauges, everything seems in perfect condition. And which hopefully I don't have any problem when I'm flying. Um, yes, they gave me a clearance, and I'm going to take off right now. So I'm uh, taking off 40 knots, 50 knots, 60 knots, And right about now it's 75 knots, so I'm gonna raise the nose just a little bit, and here she goes. She goes into the air. What a beautiful takeoff. I did not think that the takeoff would be so great. Um, I raised the nose just a little bit so the plane could take off, and it's pretty sensitive. I feel like I can land this thing without a problem. So I took off, and right now I am in the air about 200 feet above 200 feet. Um, Now it's 1,300 feet. I uh, set the altitude, autopilot altitude, and now I'm setting the direction, the base direction where the plane's heading. And as you can see, we're gonna go straight down this aisle, straight down this airspace, right, and land. We're gonna go straight down airspace, and between here and then, there's gonna be a river. I think two cities, and then right after the second city, there's gonna be airport. So we're gonna land, and hopefully I get to land this thing because this is my second flight. It's my first flight on camera, but it's not my first flight. It's actually my recently got this game like 1 or 2 days ago, and this is my second flight. So as you can see into the horizon, you can see the city that's gonna be coming. That's not Seattle, but I don't know what city that is. I don't pay attention to any of those cities. I just gonna fly, and I'm just as you can see, we just took off Seattle Tacoma. Right there, there's an airport. There's an airport right underneath us, which is a good thing. I was thinking of landing at that airport first, but I'm like, I just took off, and I really don't think I have that much I really don't think I have that much speed or that much confidence to land this quickly. I think I need to go a little bit further in. Okay, so I released my altitude, autopilot altitude, and just so I can raise a little bit of altitude, right? 2,000 feet, 2,010, 230, not 2,400 feet. That's how high we are in the air. I don't. The reason I raised just a little bit more altitude was I don't want to hit those buildings. We just took off, and I'm gonna change the camera view just to see the landscape around us, the cities, the buildings. Um, just gonna go straight across the airspace and land. Um, yeah, you can see the river. I don't know what river that is, but I'm not from Seattle. That's the reason. I'm actually right now recording my house. I won't tell you my address. Don't come stalking me. But um yeah, right. So right now we're flying. We're about to hit that city. We're about to reach that city. We took off from Seattle, Tacoma. You can see there in the distance back there, an airport right underneath us. We just passed that airport, and right to the right of us, you can see the river that I said we were gonna be crossing. So that's gonna there's it's basically river surrounding the city. That's what I'm thinking it is. The passenger view. That's what the passenger sees. Back to the cockpit view. I like a little bit zoomed into the gauges so I can see what's going on in the plane right now. We are right now flying at about 130 knots, which is around 130 miles. Knots and miles, they're not that different, but just um I'm just gonna be doing going straight ahead. Right now it's on autopilot, so I have a chance to talk. I'm just gonna talk a little bit about the gauges. There's the fuel gauge. Right now, that's the fuel. Fuel is full on both wings. Now, why there's there fuel on both wings? The reason to that is because we need to equalize. We need to actually equalize the plane. So let's say one side of the wing had more fuel than the other side. That means the plane would be unbalanced. You know how like every human has a center point in their body. That center point is the center of balance. Like there, the wings have to have equal balance, equal fuel amounts to maintain balance. As you can see, the plane is maintained balance. That guard right there shows that the plane is stable. We don't want the plane to go too much to the left, too much to the right, or else that will be unstable. The altimeter is we're right now flying at, let's say, 25,000 feet probably. Yeah, we're right now going at 135 maybe knots per hour. The knots, uh, the high speed that Cessna can go is at probably 160 maybe. I don't, that's the highest, but we're about. This is a good speed to be flying at because I don't want to over pump this baby too much, or else I don't know what might go wrong. So that's basically the airspeed that we are flying at. That's the airspeed, and the RPM. Basically, what RPM is, how fast the rotors are spinning, or how loud they are, how much revs per minute they are giving. You know, like in a car, they have revs per minute. Just like in a plane, they have revs per minute. We are over 25, which is really bad. I don't want to over rev the plane. We are the frequency set is 111.10. That's the frequency that we are flying at because we want ATC to know that we are flying at this frequency. So we set that to that frequency so ATC can know that we are flying at that frequency. We are where are we right now? We just passed the city. We're going over the city right now. As you can see, the city's back there. Some more little buildings coming up here and there. Um, it's just me flying in the cockpit right now. I don't have a another pilot next to me. Yeah, the mic so we can talk to the ATC. Um, Basically, yeah, that's good. The parking brake is engaged. Of course, it would, or else we would go stalling into the we would stall and crash. Obviously, we're still crossing the river to the right of us. We are right now about to cross that. We are about to crossing the city right now. Yeah, so we are crossing the city right now, and I like to keep it zoomed out so I can see the surrounding area. Check the scenery. And basically that's what I like to do when I'm flying. I just go sightseeing around. I don't really have a point in flying. It just relieves me from my life. I like to fly. Not don't take me on this. I'm not a real pilot. I just like to fly in simulations that kind of like relieves me from all my stress and all that. We're still crossing the river. Um, something seems wrong. I'm gonna have to see what's. Yep, we're stalling. Oh boy, we're stalling. The stall is you can't see it, but the stall horn just went off, and I let me just fix that real quick. So yeah, it's fixed. The problem was that the revs went higher. That meant that the prop it started spinning faster, which caused the stall horn to go off, which is not a good idea. So I just fixed that. We are flying at full throttle. I don't know why. Are we even there at the airport yet? I'll check the map in a little while. But my flaps are. I just extended my flaps a little bit, as you can see over there. It's the actual flaps are supposed to extend to 10 degrees. Right now they're extended to 7 degrees, and we are yeah. Where are we right now? I can't see our plane. Oh, there it is. We are about to enter the radius of the airport, which means that once we enter the radius, we can start seeing the runway and prepare our landing approach and finalize our landing approach. So once I enter the radius, I'm gonna prepare my landing approach. As you can see, there's a city in the distance. I've flown to this airport 2 or 3 times before I actually recorded this video here. Basically, the city in the distance, you can see the airport is right after that city. So I don't want to start doing my landing preps this early, or else I might hit a building or something else might go wrong. So I'm starting to lower my flaps a little bit right now. And once I start lowering my flaps, I can actually start to descend a little bit quicker because, as you know, flaps help the descent ratio. And I'm still flying on autopilot. I don't know why I'm still doing that, but once I cross the city, it'll be a good time to turn autopilot off and fly in manual mode. Yeah, if this is the reason why I'm talking so much, it's because I'm flying in autopilot. If I wasn't flying in autopilot, I would have to have 100% of my attention on the plane. Or else, if I didn't have 100%, you all would know what would happen. I would stall and crash because I'm not an expert yet. This is my second flight. So Still flying in autopilot. Yeah, the landing lights are on. I just turned the landing lights on so ATC can see us coming for a landing. Yeah, I just raised the altitude a little bit. So, and yeah, I'm starting to do my landing preparation. Just lower the throttle to about 30%, so I can start descending. I can start descending, and let me just see. Yeah, as you can see, I lowered the throttle, so my speed is decreasing. Yeah, my speed is decreasing, so you can see the airport from now. Well, it's right after this the buildings over there, so you can see the runway. We're gonna be landing at that runway 16. We're gonna be running on landing on runway 16. Let me just align my plane with the runway. Landing is the most stressful part in flying an airplane. That's what I hate. Once I become a landing expert, I won't have any problem. So I just aligned my plane with the runway by just turning off the direction and fixing the direction a little bit. So now that's it. Now I just need to turn off my altitude and go into manual flight so I can decrease some altitude. Right now I'm flying at I have full throttle on because I don't want to stall, and I just decreased a little bit of altitude to right around a little bit like 1,100 feet or one, yeah, something like that. I just decreased the altitude, and now I'm setting the altitude so I can. I'm still going lower. I'm 1,700 feet should be good. You know now, yeah, 1,700 feet is a good reason. 700 feet is a good reasonable area you want to be when you're landing. Yeah. Where oh yep, I need to align my plane. It's still not aligned. It has to be facing. As you can see, the navigation pane has to be straight with 16. As you can see over the fourth guard on the bottom row, it has to be straight with 16, which it's still not straight. I'm gonna have to straighten it out a little bit until it's straight with the runway. So I'm still doing that. Still hoping it works out. Yeah. Sometimes running this Cessna is really difficult. You know, you have to Yep, there's is that river yet? That's still a river there. So we are the direction is set, and we're gonna decrease our lower altitude. So we're actually lowering ourselves and flying a Cessna. Once you get used to the Cessna, it'll be great to fly. You know, it'll be so fun. You're gonna have so much fun once you get used to this Cessna. I'm still getting used to the Cessna, and I'm still not used to it. I'm still having a blast right now. I'm flying and I'm having a blast right now. Doing our final checklist. Everything seems good. The speed is 130 knots. Let me just decrease that real quickly because that's not a good landing speed. You should at least be at 80 knots when you're landing. So I'm approaching the runway and altitude is set, and I'm just gonna land now. Yep. Landing is final. Thank you for watching. I have actually landed the plane now. Thank you for watching. Landed.